Hi, I'm Guna Mathivanan. Welcome to Simply Current Affairs. In today's video, we are going to discuss our 8th current affairs hit list topic targeting our prelims 2026. Friends, we have launched our exclusive current affairs and economy full program targeting prelims 2026. To know more about these courses, you can click the link given in the description, or you can visit our website www.simplycurrentaffairs.com, or you can WhatsApp us in the number given in this video. Right. So today we are going to discuss an important topic, that is GSTAT. GST Appellate Tribunal. After 8 years, the government has finally constituted GST Appellate Tribunal, very important for our exam. See, in the economics explained section, okay, so we have another playlist for all those who are watching this video for the first time or visiting our channel for the first time. We have different playlists. One is focusing on editorial analysis based answer writing, another one is Hitlist, another one is economics explained. So in the economics explained playlist, I have discussed about GST 2.0. Please watch that video as well. You will get a holistic understanding about GST. Okay, so we will discuss specifically about GSTAT in this hit list. Let's take an analogy for better understanding. We'll take an example. Now let's take simply current affairs. So simply current affairs. Okay. So now simply current affairs, every month we file GST. We file GST every month. Now assume there is some delay in getting some GST refund. So Guna is facing, simply current affairs is facing some problem in getting some refunds. Okay. Or let's assume that I have received a notice from the GST officials. I have received some notice. Okay, so they are trying to impose some penalty on Guna. Guna means simply current affairs. But you have to understand, simply current affairs is very prompt in filing GST. So from simply current affairs, there is no problem. Actually, simply current affairs is facing a problem. What is the problem? The government should give me tax refund that is getting delayed. And now I'm getting a notice from the tax officials that there is some penalty for the organization. So now what I will do, I have to reply and I have to raise a complaint. So because I have to address, my grievances has to be addressed. So there is a mechanism. So we have GST Appellate Authority. We have GST Appellate Authority. So when people like us, business players, when they have a problem, we can approach this GST Appellate Authority. And this authority, who will be in this authority? Tax officials only. Okay, so now I take this issue. So simply current affairs is taking this issue to the GST Appellate Authority. Now authority is giving a verdict. Okay, they are giving a verdict or they are giving an order which Guna is not happy. So I want to appeal. So Guna wants to, simply current affairs wants to appeal. So where I will appeal? The appeal is going to be on High Court, then Supreme Court. So any problem which I face with respect to GST, the first way to address my grievances is meeting the GST Appellate Authority. If the verdict or order given by the authority is not okay for me, I have to appeal it, right? Where I will appeal? I can appeal only to High Court and Supreme Court. So finally, I have to resort to High Court and Supreme Court. Now, do you think that is practically feasible for me? Will I be focusing on taking classes and publishing it, or will I be focusing on High Court, Supreme Court cases? It is going to consume a lot of time and a lot of money as well. Already the pending cases in the Indian judiciary is almost 5 crores. Okay, so I cannot go and get it solved immediately. So it would be nice, right? I used to always think, it would be nice, right? Between the GST officials and the High Court and Supreme Court, why not a tribunal? Why not a GST Appellate Tribunal? Why not a tribunal? Between the tax officials and the higher judiciary, if we have a tribunal, we know what is a tribunal. Tribunal is a quasi-judicial body which will focus on solving specific cases. Okay, so why not a tribunal, I used to think. And now government has set up GSTAT. Now government has set up GSTAT to exactly address this problem. right? A tribunal between the tax officials and the higher judiciary. So now, if there is any problem, simply current affairs will first approach the GST Appellate Authority. My first call will be GST Appellate Authority. If their order I am not okay, if I want to appeal, then I will be going to GSTAT. Okay. Then if GSTAT, the tribunal is giving an order, I want to appeal, only then I will go to High Court, Supreme Court. So my first approach will be GST Appellate Authority, then GSTAT, then High Court, Supreme Court. Clear? So now we will specifically discuss about this GSTAT. You have to understand this is not a new idea. Guna was thinking whenever I face some problem, Guna used to think that why not a tribunal which can be set up between these two authorities. But you have to understand GST was introduced in the year 2017. 2017 July 1st, GST was introduced through an constitutional amendment. Okay, so through GST Act was introduced through an constitutional amendment, and GST came into force in 2017. This GST Act itself has such 3-layered appeal procedure. The Act itself says that there should be a GST Appellate Authority and there should be GST Appellate Tribunal, and then still if someone wants to appeal, they can approach higher judiciary. This was mentioned in the Act only. Even before 8 years, this was mentioned in the Act only. See, the first one was set up. Higher Court, Supreme Court is already present, no problem. But this GSTAT was not set up until recently because of various differences between the central government, state government in appointing procedure in the functions, powers, etc. This GSTAT was not set up until recently. Only now GSTAT was set up. That is why the topic was in news. Okay. See, here you have to understand one more thing. If, let's say, business players, when they have a problem, the first point of contact will be GST Appellate Authority. Now, simply current affairs has a problem with the GST officials. I want to raise a complaint. I want to sort out my problem. The first reaching point will be GST Appellate Authority. Next only GSTAT. But however, if state governments, central governments, between them, they have some problem with respect to GST, then they can directly reach the GSTAT. So you and me, if we have some GST problem, we have to go through first to go and meet the Appellate Authority, then go to GSTAT, then go to High Court, Supreme Court. But between the state central government, if there is any GST trouble, then they can directly go to GSTAT. Still problem persists, they can appeal to the High Court, Supreme Court. Clear? This GSTAT principal bench, the principal bench that will be in Delhi. Okay, and there will be state benches. There will be 31 state benches in different locations of the country. But principal bench will be in Delhi. What is the composition? In Delhi, you will have the principal bench will be headed by the president. The president will be either a Supreme Court judge or Chief Justice of an High Court. Only Supreme Court judge or as Chief Justice of High Court is qualified to become president of the principal bench. So former Jharkhand Chief Justice was selected as the president. Okay. Now, along with the president, you will have one more judicial member, plus you will have one technical member representing the central government, plus you will have one technical member representing central government and one technical member representing state government. When it comes to state bench, each state bench will have 2 judicial members plus one technical member representing central government and one technical member representing state government. So you will have a principal bench and you will also have 31 state benches. And when you look at the powers, of this GSTAT, they have powers equivalent to that of a civil court. Okay, they have powers equivalent to that of civil court, but however, unlike civil court, the GSTAT is not bound by the code of civil procedure. See, code of civil procedure that will define the powers of a civil court. Okay, what they can do, what they cannot do, everything. But this GSTAT, though it has powers equivalent to that of a civil court, this GSTAT is not bound by the code of civil procedure. Rather, they are guided by principle of natural justice. Right? Clear? And the order passed by GSTAT, that will be an order equivalent to that of passed by a court. Okay? Like how we accept and implement the court order. Likewise, when GSTAT passes an order, that order will also be treated like a court order. Right? So we discussed about, first I explained an example to highlight the significance of GSTAT. Then I explained how GSTAT was set up, what is the composition of GSTAT, what are the powers of GSTAT. Right? So whatever we have discussed, I have given you these slides. You can download from the link given in the description. So GST Act itself provides for a 3-tier appeal structure. So appellate authority, first appeal, then second is going to be GSTAT, then further appeals can go to High Court and Supreme Court. The first and third layers are functional, okay, but However, because of the differences between center and state, the GSTAT was non-operational. Right? This was the background information. But finally, Union Finance Minister formally launched GSTAT. Right? So GSTAT will be the forum of second appeal for us. I said right, for us, for simply current affairs or business players. First we have to go to Appellate Authority, then we have to go to GST Appellate Tribunal. But this will be the first forum when there is a dispute between center and states. Right, principal bench plus 31 state benches. I have explained about the composition here. I have also given about the powers of the Appellate Tribunal. Okay, so the first president is Justice Sanjay Kumar Mishra, former Chief Justice of Jharkhand. Right friends, I hope you got clarity on the topic which we discussed today. Please watch GST 2.0 in the Economics Explained video section. It will be very, very useful. So I will see you tomorrow. But before that, now based on our discussion, you construct a multiple choice question and give it in the comment section. Okay, so I will see you tomorrow with another interesting hit list topic. Till then, bye. Take care from Guna Mathivanan.